Plataforma de información musical y radio online. Rutas Alternas. Escucha.
El día de hoy en Rutas Alternas tenemos el gusto de conectar con una de las estrellas emergentes del alt pop que llega desde Reino Unido y que está lista para presentar su nuevo EP. Conectamos en esta videollamada con Beren Olivia. Hola, Beren.
Hi, how are you?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
Good. I'm really good, thank you.
Where are you right now?
I'm in New York, seeing family, which has been lovely because I haven't seen them in years. So I took the opportunity to come over and say hi.
It's very cool to have your relatives in New York because New York and the UK, in London, are very important places for music, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good pit stop as well, halfway to get to LA if I need a place to stay. So it's really handy. It's really good.
So, Beren, you're ready to release your new EP, Early Hours of the AM, right?
That's the one.
Are you a morning person?
Depends. If I haven't gone to sleep and I'm still up, then yes. If I've been asleep and I have to get up early, then no.
Because it's a little hard for maybe for a musician, or maybe it's a cliche, but for a musician, maybe it's better to be involved in the night, create in the night, and not really start writing in the morning and doing stuff in the morning, right?
Yeah, I think as well, like that's when my ideas kind of come flowing through. Like a lot of the times I'll go to bed and I'll wake up 3-4 in the morning and I'll just start having all these ideas. So I always keep like a little notepad and a pen right by my bedside table and I'm just like writing in it all the time. But it kind of just all fit together, Early Hours of the AM. There's obviously a song on the EP called Early Hours of the AM. But all of the songs on there kind of represent all of the different thoughts that come flooding into my brain like in the middle of the night, early in the morning. So I'm excited for it all to kind of come out as one big story.
Absolutely, it's exactly like that. You are a storyteller, a lyricist that I found in this EP that it's like a new start, right? It's like a new beginning, early morning, another day, another page to write.
100%. Yeah, I mean, I only started last year, so it's all kind of been happening really quickly, and I'm loving every second of it. So yeah, this is the first. Sorry, go ahead.
No. Sorry, Beren. It was hard for you to make music during these pandemic times.
Because I started during the pandemic, really, like I haven't really known any different. So I feel like I've almost found it easier because I haven't had to adjust. At first, I kind of put my foot down. I was like, I am not writing a song over Zoom. That's not happening. Absolutely not. No way. But then, I don't know, I kind of just got used to it and I've made some really great friends. Like all of these songs, bar one, were on this EP were written over Zoom in the last year or so. So, it has been an interesting process. I'm definitely there are lots of aspects of the industry that I haven't experienced because of the pandemic. So like the live shows and the meet and greets and seeing everyone in person, which I'm dying to do very soon, hopefully. But it's been a good ride so far.
It's interesting because you said this thing about your EP that you make in the distance through Zoom and this technology, but it's a very emotional album, very emotional songs, touch great vibes.
Thank you. That means a lot. Yeah, I think whenever I go into a session, I always have like a half-written song or a poem or something that I've already kind of done before I go into the session. And I feel like that's really important because it doesn't matter how many writers are in that session, I've still got me like coming through with whatever we create, which is really important to me. And I think the one thing I wanted to capture like with this EP was that I didn't want it to come across as victim-y. I think all of the songs on the EP have the potential to be really well, I mean, the lyrics are quite sad and intense, but like I wanted it to have this kind of sassy like, yeah, I'm hurting, but who cares kind of thing. It's like the music's really fun and it's like really upbeat. And I don't think people necessarily realize that the lyrics are really deep until they like read them. So
But it's important to share this kind of emotions
yeah,
as a musician, as a creator, because it's one way to express yourself, but also to heal yourself in some
yeah,
way, right?
100%. Yeah, definitely. And I think like it's really important for me as well for the songs that like I write, I want them to be really specific in certain parts and aspects, but I also try and leave them quite vague and open-ended so that yes, there's a story about what I've gone through or what somebody close to me has gone through, but I really want like anyone to be able to listen to the song and think this is about me, like, and relate it to themselves. So there's definitely like a balance between making it something like really, really personal, but then also kind of leaving it a little bit open-ended.
Of course, because probably we all have been there, right? We all have a hidden red ripped sweater.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think like that's what music is so great. That's why music is so great. It's because like you can listen to a song like that and it's like, oh yeah, I felt that too, or like, oh, I do that, or oh my
Yes.
gosh, I'm not the only one that's been through this or felt this. And that's like being relatable and being so honest that people can listen to it and be like, oh my gosh, yeah, that's exactly how I feel. That's something that I try and capture with every song.
And that's one of the most important things in music in order to create more music and to grow as an artist is to be honest, right? To be honest
Mhm.
with yourself, to be honest with your music.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the time like that's you can tell if you're being honest or not in a song just from the raw emotion. Like you can feel it listening to someone or like watching somebody perform. There is a difference. So 100% be really honest.
Beren, I read that you start playing guitar not that young. You start at 13 years old, but
Mhm.
you were a competitive swimmer before,
I
right?
was, yes, yeah.
How cool is that to be a swimmer and now to be a musician?
I mean, I was one of those kids that just did everything. I said
Oh,
yes to everything. I wanted to try and do everything. And so, yeah, with swimming, that kind of happened really randomly. Like, when you're in school and they teach you how to swim so that you don't drown. It's
yes.
like standard. And I was like 9, and then they kind of picked me out and they were like, she's really fast. Like, try her out for a team. So I tried out for a team and I got in. I think the team was like 12 and up, and I was 9 and I got in.
Oh,
So
cool.
I was training so intensely for like, I think I stopped when I was about 14 or 15. So that's why my music came a little bit later, but just because um, swimming was my entire life throughout my childhood. But I do think the swimming taught me a lot of skills that I've been able to carry through, not just in my music, just in my life in general. Just like, if you want something, you really, really, really have to work for it. Like I was swim training at 4 o'clock in the morning before school, and then eating in the car really quickly, and then straight after school getting back in the pool for another 2 hours, and then like 11 times a week, so I think that has really stuck with me. And I think a lot of the times, like, it's definitely like in anything that you do in your life. It's a mental challenge to kind of keep yourself going, and to be, because nobody else is going to tell you to like get up in the morning and practice and train and do all this. It has to come from you.
Yes.
And so I think that's something that's really helped me, especially in this industry, because the music industry is so competitive and
Yes.
it's so filled with opinions. And I think that's a priceless thing to learn from such a young age.
I know, because a lot of people thinks that a musician is in a place waiting for a muse to start writing, and it's not like that. You need to work a lot, to work hard, to improve yourself, to make things better and better. And as you said, it's a very competitive industry.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing in this industry, like the biggest idea in this industry, is overnight success. There's no such thing as an overnight success ever. I think like even people that have seemed to blow up overnight, if you ask them and like really see what they've done the 5 years before that, yeah, like it can just absolutely kick off in one night overnight, and like you could be huge 1 week later or whatever. But like the preparation and the time and the effort and the energy and the sacrifices that you make and everything, it all ties in.
There's a phrase in Spanish that said that it's not, you don't have to be the first, but you have to do it. It sounds better in Spanish, and no hay que llegar primero, hay que saber llegar. It's better to keep going and to achieve things and to make the things happening than to be the first.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that important.
100%. Yeah, I think, and like just say yes to everything. Well, I mean, within reason, obviously.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But yeah, just try everything. Like just explore and experiment, and don't like limit yourself. I feel like people limit themselves all the time.
Absolutely. We need to be more, take care of our own more, but to express ourselves and have more freedom, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, Beren, you are releasing your EP, Early Hours of the AM, this August 20. Are you releasing with a label?
I'm not. I'm independent.
Cool, amazing.
Yeah.
It's so important to be an independent artist. I know there are also independent labels, very helpful, very cool. But as you said, it's important to make things happen, and this is the best way to do it.
Yeah, and I think being an independent artist, like if you're gonna do it, now is the best time, to be honest.
Absolutely.
There's been so many, like with new platforms as well, because of this pandemic, everything's turned into social media, and like you can market yourself now, like using your TikTok and your Instagram and your Twitter even. Like this is the best time. I think like 15 years ago you didn't really have this kind of stuff. Like you would have to get on a tour bus and go and meet everyone, and that's how you marketed yourself. It's not like that now, and it's so much easier. So I think if you want to do it, just do it.
Yes, you are one click away to do a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
So, Beren, you will release this album on streaming platforms. Are you releasing in physical format?
I don't believe so with this EP, just because we are independent. One day, hopefully, though, I cannot wait to like design my own vinyl, like cover and everything. Like,
of course. It's amazing, right? The experience of playing a vinyl, to put it in your turntable, in your space, and play it loud and sing the songs, watch the art. So it's a whole experience.
Yeah, there's just like this raw, authentic feel to vinyl. I love it.
Absolutely, and I'm pretty sure that we will have your next album on vinyl.
Amen to that, 100%.
Cool. So, Beren, when will you come to Mexico?
Oh my gosh, as soon as I can, really. It's a regular topic of conversation between my manager and I. Like, even if like we can get over there and say hello and just say thank you to all of the fans that have been supporting me over this time. Like, these are people that have never met me before, you know, and they are buying my merch and they're like shouting about me all over like social media, and like it's such an amazing feeling to be so supported, and
yes.
Yeah, so really just as soon as we can, and then I get to meet you in person.
Of course. I'm not in Mexico City, I'm in Guadalajara, but I really hope you can make it here, because it's important to be in different cities in one country, right? Not only the capital, but other cities.
100%. Yeah, we'll get on a little tour bus and go around.
No, of course, we can have a tour here in Guadalajara, and I'm pretty sure that you will find a very crazy, weird fans of you, trying to find you and trying to exchange some words with you.
Love it. I'm so ready for it. I'm so ready.
Great, Beren. So congratulations for the EP. It's amazing. Sounds amazing. Love the lyrics. And I'm pretty sure that you will have an amazing career.
Oh, thank you so much for everything. I've loved talking to you. Thank you.
Beren Olivia, thank you so much for this chat with Rutas Alternas.
Thank you.
Plataforma de información musical y radio online. Rutas Alternas. Escucha.